Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Perry Trade. And if this is your first time watching this channel, please remember to like and subscribe. Also, if this is your first time watching this video, please stop it and watch part 1 and part 2. This is part 3 of this video that I started this morning. I went ahead and created a brand new strategy, which is based off the Bollinger Band and the Keltner channel. Now for the strategy, I'm only doing long only because I want to make sure that I'm satisfied with the results before I add the strategy for the short. So in the first video, part 1, I profited $1,200 to contract. Also I have a break reversal, so in case the price go in the opposite direction, then it would just take a trade in the opposite direction. But I had 7 losses, I think 15 winning trades. So for part 2, we went ahead and modified it. So in part 1, what happens that when it took a trade, okay, the confirmation is that once I get the signal right to go into a trade, then the candle after would have to now break above the high of the previous candle. So in part 2, I went ahead and added the option, right? And so then that part 2, I profited 1,300. Not that significant of an improvement, but it is progress. So in part 2, I believe I had 3 losses. Okay, now in part 3, what I did was to eliminate those losses, I had the third contract, which is kind of like the break reversal. Let's say you go into a trade, let's say in this case I'm in an uptrend, right? And let's say it for some reason then it goes in the opposite direction, then it would then go into another trade in that opposite direction, but somehow it wasn't working out. So what I did was I removed the third contract, right? Let me just show you. Let me go into the strategy here and show you. So right here, so I have the strategy enabled. That's why it's kind of grayed out, and you can see here. So I have quantity 2. That's the runner, and then here in part 2 I had this. Actually, let me go ahead and let me uncheck it so I can show you. Okay, so here, right here, I have the target off. In part 3, I have the target off, target 3 off. Okay, so again I have target 1. Target 1 is the 20 profit target, right? And I have a break even. Once it reaches 20 take profit, the second contract here would move to break even plus 2, okay, after 20 tick. And then the trail is based off the ATR with a ATR multiplied 1.5, and it will start trailing after reaching 20. It will start trailing after every tick. So in part 2 I had this on. So if I turn it on now, reversal break. I'm still trying to learn what reversal break is, but I believe it is, let's say you're in a contract, well, let's say you're in a trade and it goes in the opposite direction, then it would then go into open a position. And so let's say after 5 bars it doesn't go into that it doesn't go into the it doesn't reverse, then it would just cancel out. So I have these parameters here, right? This was in the part 2, okay? Remember, I made a profit of 1,300, and then part 1 was 1,200. So it did improve with the option of let me show you the option I had added. Let's see. This was I think was enter at break of candle. So I get my signal bar, and then I wait for the next bar to go in the up direction. That means it would have to be higher. That candle, that second candle, would have to be higher than the open. Okay, so I have the option check here. Let me see, where is it? That option. I know there's so many options here. You see, enter at break of candle, break of candle, break of the signal candle. So that's what that means here. So I had that option on. I still have it on, that's fine. But for part 3, this video here, I turned this option off here. So with that option off here, okay, I wanted to show you the profit. The profit wasn't all that great. Actually, it was at a loss. So I'm going to show you the bad, the good, and the ugly. Let me show you really quickly. Let me just cancel here, and let me show you the profit. See, negative $265. So let me show you the trade. Oh, man. I had to trade the number of trade. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hopefully I can. Trade performance. Predator. Let's see. Real time. I'm sorry, just turned off the strategy. So when I turned it off, it kind of resets. So basically I had 6 losing trade here. It's not really 6 losing trade, because that's really 3 losing trade, because they're counting the number of contracts. Okay, so yeah, that would be 3 really. And so the issue is, let me just show you. I wish I never turned off the strategy. So the issue was the 3 losing trade is that one was at 1036. I did write it down. The other losing trade was 1129, and the last one was at 139. So just to show you, at 1039, exactly at 1039, the losing trade. I'm only showing you the losing trade because that's what I'm trying to focus on. 1039, about right here, it went long. This is the signal candle. Then it would wait for the break of the next candle. For some reason, it went into this candle, and so it went long in this red candle, and it reversed and it shorted here. So I got a loss here, right? And 1129. So you can see the challenge here, but I am working through it. And then the next one is 1129. It went in here. It went for a long, but actually went into this red candle here for whatever reason. See, I have the signal here, then it went into this candle, and it stopped me out here for a loss. The last loss, 139. 139. It's 1339. Actually, right here, and it went into this candle. Actually, 139. Sorry, it's 139, So yeah, for some reason it went in, it took a long on this candle. So those are the 3 losing trades. So the challenge is that whenever you get these signals, the signal is great when you're at the beginning of the trend, but when you're at the very end of a trend and you get a signal, that's kind of hard to predict if you're at the end of a trend. So I'm going to use different strategies, maybe support and resistance, maybe Fibonacci level. I did try to use indicators such as the stochastic. That didn't really work out that well. Also the RSI. Let me pull up the RSI really quickly. RSI right here. Click OK. So the RSI here didn't really make a difference because what I did was I looked at all the losing trade and see where the RSI was. So in all the losing trade, the RSI was at the 70 level, and also I looked at the winning trade. Those winning trades, the RSI was also at the 70 level. Some of them were below, but you can't really tell because even if you put a condition, if you have a signal here and then the RSI is at 70, then you can miss out on a lot of good trade. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to revert back to my strategies, revert back to the options that I had in part 1 and part 2, put those back, right? So let me show you what I revert. So if I revert back to those options, because of course this is a trial and error, you're trying to figure out the best settings to give you the most profits. So let me go to strategies, and so let me go to here. All right, so what I did was I had turned off my target 3 right here. So I'm going to turn this on to reversal break limit, right? I think what the reversal break limit, maybe I have to go into the manual and see what exactly what this means, but I'm thinking that if it goes in the opposite direction, you have a reversal break limit, like a buy order, a limit buy order. In case it goes in the opposite direction, then the price would hit the break limit order and take an order and take an open position on the reversal side. So that's what I'm thinking it means. But I'm going to tweak some of these settings here, and so I'm going to also post the results, and that will be in part 4. So I want to thank you again. Please subscribe. Again, this is the Bollinger Band Keltner channel. Again, let me just show you if for whatever reason you didn't watch part 1 and part 2 and you're watching part 3. So this is the squeeze indicator. Everybody know about the squeeze indicator, and John Carter, he used this what made him a millionaire, right? Multi-millionaire, using this squeeze indicator. So what I did was, for whatever reason, I could not make a strategy based on the squeeze indicator. For some reason, the purple just means it's in squeeze. If it's white, that means you're out of a squeeze. So for whatever reason, I could not plot the no squeeze strategy on there. It does have the in squeeze, but not the no squeeze. But I've gotten so many, I guess, suggestions, but for some reason I couldn't. So what I did is did it from scratch. So I put this right here, squeeze indicator is it's the Keltner channel and the Bollinger Band, right? So when you're in a squeeze, right, in a squeeze, the purple right here, that means the Bollinger Band is inside the Keltner channel, and when it's out of a squeeze, the Keltner channel would be inside the Bollinger Band. So I did it from scratch. So I created a strategy using this right here, which is just exactly the same as this, right? You're just using, this is one indicator and this is two indicator. So that's basically what I did. So to kind of see it from beginning to end, you know, creating it and see how it works. So I think that's a good way to understand the indicator. Also too, the period that I'm using for both the Keltner and the Bollinger Band is 20 period, and the Bollinger Band uses standard deviation, right? On standard, let me click on it. Yeah, Bollinger Band uses standard deviation, and the Keltner channel use a multiplier. So both are a period of 20, and the Bollinger Band is also a standard deviation is 2, and then the period is 20. Let's say, so this shade right here, I don't really need this. This was on there from a previous strategy that I have, so I can just easily take that off, because this don't really do anything for me for this strategy, because I'm just basically using just the Keltner and the Bollinger Band. So again, this is part 3 you're watching. Watch part 4. I'm going to try to make this strategy as profitable as I can. Again, part 1, I had a net profit of 1,200. I improved it and got 1,300. In part 3, I got a loss, but I'm going to go back to my the old setting in part 3, right, and then tweak the target 3 some more with the break-even target and see if I can fix that. So look out for part 4, and I hope to see you on my next video. Thank you again for watching. Bye.